Because Varun Beverages is up almost 9 to 10%. In fact, we're just going to quickly cut into the conference call right now and understand what the management is indicating, because they're saying that the base business competition is good and healthy. They're expecting the markets to double or triple in the next 5 years. And on the 10 rupees price point, they believe it is absolutely aggressive. So how sustainable is that going to be for competition? And what will happen to our Varun Beverages on the back of that? Let's quickly listen in to what they're saying.
And all of that. There is also another thing in your release which talks about, noodles and milk preparations, milk powder and all. Can you just elaborate, frozen food, etc.? Can you just also elaborate on that, because that doesn't have a mention in the presentation?
No, because we don't want to go again and again to the market. So we are just making the portfolio available to us, and we are looking for expansion. So whenever we get an opportunity, we have kept ourselves ready to go forward with it.
So, for example, let's say PepsiCo Foods, are you referring to that side of, the portfolio when you say instant noodles and...
No, Pepsi snacks, PepsiCo does, so we will not compete with our parent company. And those products will never do. And the rest we are open to, look at it if anything interesting comes.
And that comment is specifically for overseas market or for India as well, Mr. Jaipuria?
I mean, for the time being overseas, but it's open. We are open to India also.
Okay, got it. Thank you, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Avnish Roy from Nuvama. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. My first question is on the GST transition impact. Number one company, HUL, called out impact in Q2 and even in October month. So if you could clarify in your GST impacted segments, what was the kind of impact you have seen in both Q2, which is say September quarter, and in October month?
Well, it affected slightly in the September quarter because a lot of people could not initially understand it, and everybody downsized their stock levels. But we were able to make sure that the goods were sent to them after the GST date, and we affected for a few days, and then of course Diwali affected a little bit. But otherwise, it was not a major issue for us.
Sure. My second question is on the international volume growth, which is decent at 9%. So if you could clarify how things are shaping up, which geographies are doing really well there. And second is on this Carlsberg tie-up, how big is the opportunity? It's looking really interesting. So what made you go into this kind of tie-up, and how big is the opportunity in Africa? In some other countries also currently it's a smaller opportunity, but how big is the opportunity from longer term?
So first of all, for us, the growth in Africa are coming back. Our challenge was in Zimbabwe at one point because of the sugar tax. The prices had gone up and the consumption had dropped slightly. We have covered that up also. Now Zimbabwe started growing back. Morocco is doing well for us, and South Africa is doing extremely well. We are growing in double digits and mid double digits, which we are very happy with. And going forward with the backward corrections and all, we see South Africa to be becoming an important part of our territory in Africa. Your other question was regarding beer. And see, in Africa, we don't have the challenges what India has, that restrictions from the government that it has to be a separate, and so we have the same go-to-market. Our trucks can be loaded on the same trucks can be loaded, same people can sell the products, so it becomes much easier and much without extra expense expandable. And there is a huge scope on that. Most of the countries, there is individual players running beer business in the country. So it's a golden opportunity for us. We are going to test the market, and hopefully as soon as we see the tests coming right, we'll go forward with it.
One follow-up question there. So you mentioned go-to-market is common. The employees also can be used for the same new business. But in terms of end distribution, how much is the opportunity which is available, or the end distribution is different in terms of the
distribution is also, most of the stores are allowed to carry alcohol. So especially beer, most of the stores are allowed to carry. So it won't be 100% the same, but lot of it is common. So it helps a lot.
And Carlsberg is already big in India, so as of now we should not draw any inference to India tie-up, right?
No, nothing to do with India. Nothing to do with India right now.
So last question on the new announcement.
And obviously the selling teams are separate, but the infrastructure, some of the things can be used in Africa commonly.
Right. Last question on the new announcement. So Alcobev opportunity in India, how big can that be? A lot of approvals needed. Coca-Cola announced similar thing around 19 months back. We have not seen very high visibility in terms of advertising or in terms of distribution. So is it more of range completion, or do you see that this could become longer term big even in India?
Well, RTD and low alcohol products are becoming large all over the world, and there is a good scope here also. In India, you can't advertise, so as it is, you can't advertise any alcohol products. So, I mean, we have kept ourselves open, and hopefully we look at it. We are starting with Africa, and let's see what we can do in India.
And is this big for Pepsi in other emerging market, or quite nascent?
Well, they are also just starting with RTD, so it's still very nascent, and everybody is looking at it long term. So we don't want to keep on going back again and again to the market for it. So we've taken approval, and we are talking to Pepsi if we can start with some of their RTD products.
So thanks. That's all from my side. Thank you.
The management clearly stating that the focus for the Alcobev business would be in Africa as well. And Hiral, there is a direct distribution exclusive agreement, right, coming in for Carlsberg. And I think you have done some channel checks also on the ready-to-drinks market. What is your view on that?
So, yeah, with Carlsberg, mainly it's going to be with regards to where Africa goes. And when we talk about the ready-to-drink market...
In India.
In India specifically, what's happening is a lot of smaller players, niche players who have tried to come in. But the sustainability is not there because the market is still not mature enough to understand the ready-to-drink space. Secondly, the Gen Z, as Alex was just pointing out right now as well, is not geared towards alcohol to that extent now. So the quantum of alcohol consumption in that age group is also going down. And the moment you move beyond that age cap, because your RTD segment is a segment which is mainly for that 22 to 26, 28 kind of a range. That's already moving away. So I think this is a market which, as Mr. Jaipuria was mentioning, has to yet mature. Yes, there could be potential opportunities around the world. Whether India follows through or not is anyone's guess.
Yeah, okay. So interesting conversation. You heard the management right here on NDTV Profit.